I don't know if I'll ever take on another apprentice, not after Karth's bit. Farewell.
Hold right there, newcomer. I welcome you to Adessa, but before you enter, I must catalogue your visit. Please answer the questions as truthfully as possible. It's imperative that our tallies be accurate. Now, what brings you to Adessa? Excuse my rudeness. I am Senar Bruges, tallier second class to the Domus Politica. My purpose is to sort those that come to Adessa, to welcome them to the city while maintaining the delicate balance we gnomes have achieved. They help sort the newly arrived in the city. We want to ensure that everyone is placed where they properly belong. Yes, well, at least you look more put together than some of the people that came here before you. Poor sods. With any luck, your errands go without incident. Now, where have you come to Adessa from? Alistar? You mean you've come from Fomerus Hugh's laboratory? Yes, I see it now. They were wrong about your nose, but you match the description of the one I was to look out for. We can dispense with the remainder of my questions. You are free to enter Adessa. You will be lodged in the Sandstone Villa, temporarily. It's no trick, newcomer. I take my duties very seriously. But I think you are right to be suspicious. True, you have been saved from the squalid lodgings of the Hospitalis quarters, but Sandstone Villa is usually saved for a peculiar manner of guest. It is more than unusual for one of your kind to be lodged there in any event. Now here's your key. Welcome to Adessa. Yes, you are now officially recorded as having entered Adessa, center of all gnomish society in the Feylands. I'm sure you'll learn about the city the more time you spend in it. It is vast, but well designed. And not everyone is given a villa just for arriving here. but I'd be careful. A gifted necklace can easily be a golden chain. The Domus Politica has me tallying and sorting all new arrivals to the city. Another few years and I could be Tallier, first class. The Domus is where all of Adessa's political work is done. The Templars determine the policy, and it is there that we enact it. Yes, yes, go on. Another? What? What?
Move along.
Please go on. I'm on the edge of my seat.
I'm telling the truth. There must have been about 100 of those damn brigands.
Hello.
Yes, I'm sure.
And so, I kid you not, I grabbed a sickle and swung.
Really?
Good tidings.
What? The Alpha have a grand city in Rathir. But stone for stone, I would rate Adessa among the greatest cities in the world. Or I will when it's complete. This city will stand for centuries. You can tell that already just by standing here. History is being made as we speak. The walls are home to the assistants, the mundane researchers like myself. We strive to ensure that the institutions of the Isles are optimally supported. I perform a number of odd jobs and studies on behalf of the researchers in the laboratories. Always work to be done. I took up learning it as a hobby. Next thing you know, I'm good enough to share the knowledge. All for the right price, of course. Farewell.
Oh, piss off.
Yes?
relax while in the city. Don't need any more long legs cluttering up the prison.
What? I got enough things on my mind, stranger, without dealing with the inquiries of a busybody. The gnomes call this a place of enlightenment, but it comes at the cost of sympathy for wretches like us. Not much left to claw out of the dirt in Detir, so I came here with my husband Esklad to try and make a living. Either that or starve. My damn fool of a husband. Thought the gnomes wouldn't punish a man who is desperate from hunger, but he was wrong. A dark and dingy place. Don't know how, but the gnomes managed to take one of these grand buildings and turn it into an eyesore. Yes, off with you.
Care to browse? Care to browse?
What is it?
Care to browse? I can promise you'll always find the goods you need at Sembles. Care to browse? Weren't raised here, but it's home well enough. But the only place in Detir that doesn't feel like the wind'll blow it away. Don't rightly got one type of stock here. I tend to sell all manner of things you might need while roaming the wastes. Came here with my father more than a few years back. Poor Dad died a few years ago, and I just took up the business when he did. Been here since. Please, come by again. Ugh. Care to browse?
What?
Got the forge hot, stranger. If you need repair work for armor or weapons, I'm your man. I came here with nothing, but managed to build myself a nice slice of life. The gnomes even invest some money here. I can provide you with some smithing if you need. Repairs or salvaging, whatever's at hand. Was one of the wretches working for Motus Mining in Apatir. Got out before the sickness, gods rest them. But I've been here for years now. Aye, a vile thing in Apatir. Spread like a cold, killed like a plague. All right then.
What?
What can I do for you?
By the gods, it feels good to take a moment to talk. I've been working so long, I know how an Auric feels. They're below, in the belly of the crater. The buildings almost look like they float on the water. Such a beautiful land. I'd like to go back, but it seems like we're stuck here for now. Beasts of burden, don't they have them where you're from? Came here with my brothers, Nerrit and Herrit, after our home got burned down on the Twili coast. Gnomes will protect us from the Tuatha. They've got to. A place of cinders and ghosts. It's where the Tuatha made landfall on the plains of Erethel all those years ago. Nothing left there now. Just me and the twins, Nerrit and Herrit, grew up in the plains of Erethel in Culm until the war came. We lost our home, our parents, but made it here. They are quite a pair, those two. I try to look out for them, but sometimes I just feel like their mother. It's the home for outsiders in the city. Well, save for Sandstone Villa. I hear it's nice in there, not crowded and dirty. Pleasant journey.
Yes?
What?
What now? Yeah? Plenty else I need to worry about now. What are you needing? There's enough to this city left to be built that I wonder if it will ever be finished. But if it does, it will stand for years. Gnomes are strange folk. Ain't no homes in these buildings. They work where they sleep where they work. Makes no sense to me. Just another laborer trying to scrape a living for themselves in this damn city. Plenty of work to do. Back to work.
Gems for sale. Ah, and so our guest from the villa has come to my shop. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? We have some of the brightest minds and best intentions you can find in the Feylands. It is lucky for all that we settled here. I used to make gems for use in a number of the Basilica's experiments. Why, just recently, I crafted a number of items to be sent to Alistar Tower. Oh, nothing special, just a regular shipment of goods. Nothing out of the ordinary, anyway. I make my living as a gem crafter. I have a small stock of my own, but I can also perform sage crafting services, if needed. You'll be back.
Yes? What? What?
Yes? You wish to speak?
I have reagents, potions, and recipes for sale, if you're interested in alchemical wares. It's a nice enough place if the gnomes take a shine to what you can do. I can make potions like their greatest, so I get to do trade in the Arcadium. I've wandered to Tyr nearly all my life. There's a trove of reagents that can save your life if you know how to use them. I came to Adessa a few years back. Used to live up in Galette, in the Red Marches. A shame about what happened there, if what I hear is true. Lunatic cultists took over and ruined the town. Someone put a stop to them, thankfully. What? You mean it's safe to go back? I might just do that, too. Thanks for that, friend. I hope it returns to the peaceful haven I knew it to be, now that you've done such a good turn. I'll be here.
Blessings to you.
Yes?
The librarium holds a wealth of knowledge for any that wish to walk amongst its shelves.
What?
You wish to speak? Shopping for books? Ah, the guest of Sandstone Villa. If you've a head for books, then please peruse my wares. When I was younger, I used to be a scrivener in the Domus Politica. But like so many, my eyesight began fading, so I stopped writing books and began selling. Though many here concern themselves with study in the academics, we also have fine craftsmen and artisans in the walls. Much of my stock is their work. I carry books and tomes of all shapes and sizes, plus another few odds and ends for anyone curious. We carry a wide assortment of reading materials. We've historical texts such as Nemmius Pergam's On the History and Nature of the Fae and Cranius's Gnomish History. We also carry texts and manuscripts such as Metallurgy and Method, and even the more whimsical children's literature of Phineas Calidus. Come again.
Hello.
What?
What?
What can I do for you?
Yes?
Oh dear, things seem to have gotten worse than I thought. Ah, stranger, I think I have, require the assistance of, your kind. It's quite urgent and quite, sensitive. There's a letter, one I was writing. I'm a scribe, you see. I received word from the Basilica to draft it, from Scholar Ehrencourt. A strange letter, meant for Rathir. And though we gnomes are neutral, well, the letter gave encouragement, not promises. Never give promises, that's the rule. The letter was written, sealed and sent, but never arrived. Scholar Ehrencourt means to have my head for losing it. I need that letter recovered. I have one need for you. The courier that took that letter from me. It was a traveller. A Docalfar named Parwin Well from Suncamp. She said Ehrencourt arranged the delivery. They had no reason to suspect. Travellers are often used as couriers in these lands. But she was the last to have that letter. It was sent to Rathir via courier. A traveller by the name of Parwin Well. She was the last to see the letter. She must have some idea of what happened. Many of us come far from our homeland for the opportunity of success. A new city opens up societal ranks. Gnomish society is led by few, who rely on the efforts of many. Here in the walls we work, so that they are free to lead us more effectively. I've been a scrivener in the Domus for over 10 years. I'm often called upon to compose official correspondence and letters of a diplomatic nature. The gnomes do not acknowledge war as an acceptable circumstance. We cannot condone either side until a peace is reached. The benefits either side may gain from such conflict are short-term when compared to the decades of rebuilding and fortifying that such a war will necessitate. The Domus Politica handles all of the documentation that's needed to support the Templar diplomacy. The Templars exemplify what's great about our people. Wisdom, ingenuity, bravery, and justice. Fair enough.
What?
Require something?
Yes?
Ah, the guest of Sandstone Villa. How can the Domus Politica be of service today? Though only half-built, our city already stands as a beacon of enlightenment in this desert. The walls house the infrastructure of Adessa. The bursars, the laboratories, the garrison, the prison, even the Arcadium. If you need anything, you can find it here. The Arcadium is where I often find what I need, be it a work of art or a household item. Me? I'm the foremost scrivener we have. If you need a letter or tome duplicated, see me. A page every 3 minutes, guaranteed. The financial hub of Adessa. Larger merchant transactions take place there, instead of the Arcadium. The prison is relatively new. There was no need for it when we gnomes first settled here. The laboratories are where most scientific and magical study takes place in Adessa. The garrison is one of the oldest buildings in the walls, and nearly as old as a livrarium. Just as well.
What?
Greetings. Have you visited the market? There's always trade done for those that need to go back out into the desert. I hope you will consider the Arcadium should you need any supplies. Huh? Ah, you are the outsider in Sandstone Villa, yes? Well, I welcome you to our fair city. I come here to resupply between bouts of prospecting. The Arcadium and markets have all you need for scouring the wastes. I'm an assayer first class of the Office of the Grand Bursar. My role is to find new mineral deposits for Motus mining and the laboratories. If you've traveled around the tier at all, you'll have run into Motus mining. They'll civilize this frontier yet. Farewell.
Yes, hello.
Greetings. Much to do in Adessa, much to see. Been so long wandering the desert, I don't even know where to start. Farewell. Greetings.
What? Yes?
Simeon Crow at your service. Got a deck and ready to read Fate, if that's your game. Adessa? Ask a gnome. I mean, I'm just building the place, that's all. Was going to set up a shop in the market. Left my home in Ymer to do it. But I spent nearly all I had to get here. Had to start doing labor to get my bread. Have you been there? I never should have left. Beautiful little town despite those uppity Alfar. My uncle first told me how to use the cards. I'm rubbish at most magic, but somehow I have a bit of skill with seeing fate. Not the nicest place to stay in this city. I might consider moving back to Whitestone now that I hear it's on the upswing of things. Bonetown was a hard place to live, but it might be better off now thanks to what you've done. It's a rough place, where the hungry gather and the poor rest. The workers have it no better.
Farewell. What?
You look like you have some free time on your hands. Care to earn a bit of coin? Uncatalogued tomes are stored and protected in warded containers. If you save me some time, I'll pay you well. All I need you to do is go to each container and dispel the ward on it. I'll pay you for each one you manage to dispel. Excellent. I'll have some brought up. They'll be in the upstairs alcove waiting for you. You can find them upstairs. I'll pay you when you've dispelled some of them. It is truly a wondrous place. The work I've been able to accomplish that they've sponsored, truly marvelous. I'm responsible for going through vast amounts of experiment results and distilling them into concise data. With that, the Basilica Nostra can qualify our findings. We process all the data from experiments both housed internally and externally. Once compiled, we send it on to the Basilica Nostra. A pleasure. Bloody chests.
Interesting. Taller than I would have thought, but still, you will serve as a subject. You are the guest at Sandstone Villa, correct? Otherwise, I'll have to look elsewhere. My experiment, of course. The culmination of a decade's worth of research is almost at hand. And I need your help to conclude it. I am studying the growth of magic, and because of Alistar Tower, you might hold that last bit of data I need. This experiment will conclude a decade's worth of study. It is to observe kinetic mana aggregation. I've collected a number of wild specimens from these lands at great expense. I wish you to fight them while I observe. Whispers have spread through town about the work done there. The work that involved a certain someone in present company. There are two reasons. First, you're not in the Hospitalis quarters, which means I can legally use you for a subject. Second, you were present at Alistar. Don't deny it. I've learned enough. You must have been exposed to powerful magic. Very good, very good. I'd like to get started immediately. Please meet me in my laboratory in the Adessa mine. A private area for you to fight the specimens I've amassed for this experiment. When it is concluded, I promise that the rewards will be worthwhile. Now come, we must depart. This is a city built on principles. It is the gnomish ideal. Our plans, followed diligently by many workers to perfect harmony. If you aren't enjoying the sights of the walls, then have you seen the Arcadium or the markets? There might be more of use to you there. I've been a researcher in Adessa for so many years, I forgot when I began. It coincided with the start of my study, on the rise of magic. The grand proving ground of knowledge. Here, a researcher can make a claim, experiment with it, and follow its results all the way to the Basilica. So long.
Yes?
What?
Greetings! Yes? Well, well, well. It seems you found the city beyond the walls of Sandstone Villa. Taking it all in, I see. Were the city a body, that would be its brain. The Basilica is both an academy and a shrine to the fires of enlightenment. I'm doing a number of studies in the art of animating inert objects through magical induction. Have you taken an interest in it as well as the Templars? The scholars are dedicated to advancing the corpus of gnomish knowledge. We are based in the Basilica Nostra, in the Isles. Usually they are too busy dealing with political matters to bother me, but not recently. Goodbye.
Yes?
Another series of results from these damned fools in the Naros lands. Don't they format their data at all? It is by far the most important location in the Feylands. It houses the summation of gnomish knowledge, culture, and progress. I've given my life to interpreting the results from our experiments and learning how it can be used by the Basilica Nostra. It's my duty, my role. We conduct experiments within and without the city, as well as aggregate the information collected therein. Ah, very well.
Yes?
Have you done all the work you've wanted to? I see. I'll pay you for the containers you dispelled. Speak with me again if you want more work. Good. You can find them in the same place. Speak to me when you've managed to do at least one. A pleasure. Have you done all the work you've wanted to? I see. I'll pay you for the containers you dispelled. Speak with me again if you want more work. I'm never going to get these blasted containers dispelled. Very well. A pleasure. Look, not much of a converser. Just bleed and leave me alone, right? Things used to be better here. Now Apatier's looking like the better option, thanks to you. I heard what you did. Thanks. I hear you helped start cleaning it up. I'm sure you have the people's thanks for that. Used to do a tour or two as an archer with some mercenaries. They turned to banditry, and I just turned to ale. Ain't the sandstone villa from what I hear. But I've slept in worse places, I can promise you that. Ain't good at much, but I don't need to be noticed if I ain't looking to be. For a bit of coin, I can teach anyone to be the same. Yeah.
Yeah? Always happy to see a new face? Been some time since we've had a new arrival. Adessa is different from Rathir. Everything about this city is planned, all its details already known. Rathir was built so haphazardly it'd keep surprising you. Wretched curs, all of them. If it weren't for my siblings, I'd be fighting them even now. I came to Adessa with my brother Harriet and my sister Gwenfir. We were only children when we had to flee the fires of war, but here we are. Most don't want to live here, but we Wiles have been refugees since the Tuatha first attacked. We're just happy to stop running. I know how to make a door open when it doesn't want to, if that's what you're asking. Pretty useful in a city with a few secrets. So long.
I see you. Oh. It's been a while since someone actually came up to talk with Harriet. What's needed? If you've means, the city's a nice enough place to be. Markets and the Arcadium have all the items you might ever need. It's nicer than the Hospitalis quarters, that's for sure. When I buy something there, I try to make it last. Yes, I'm brother to Nerrit and Gwenfir. Keep my head down, pretty much. Don't need anything gutting me while I sleep. Used to be rather nice, actually. Proper quarters for the workers of the city. Now, Reddle's the only thing keeping us from ripping each other to shreds. Right.
What now? There's work to do. Always work that's needed in this damn city. Fingers feel like they're made out of scaffolding at this point. Back to work.
Well, if it ain't the guest of that fancy villa. Guess you thought to slum it out with one of us undeserving poor. Can't remember the last time I recall someone building a city. All the cities I know are old things, ancient. Adessa's an odd place in these lands. Used to make my living as a fighter in the House of Valor. But it's gotten bloody now. Not safe for the likes of me. Not like any of us can do much better than the quarters out in the real world. Some call it a slum, but I call it home. Right.
Aye? Yeah, we've no clean mugs and no clean beds. There's no tavern business running today. Nice to have a peaceful place in this desert. Got bandits raising hell in Apatir, Jotun in Menethir, and just great stretches of nothing in the Hollowlands. Half of the poor folks in this place can't wipe their own asses after a day of work. My swill's the only thing that keeps them smiling half the time. The rat's den of Adessa, if ever there were one. Few joys we outsiders can afford, so I keep the swill cheap as I can. Good. What's needed? Aye?
Yeah? Back again? Can't say that I've much to offer you, but I'm always happy to talk. So long.
Well, don't suppose I'm speaking to the new guest of the Sandstone Villa. I heard someone had taken occupancy there. I suppose you've come to the quarters to slum it, eh? Or are you inclined to lend a hand here? We're in a curious position here. The gnomes are obliged to help us, but they don't really want us dirtying up their city. So they shove us in here. Better than the wastes, but not by much. And if we try to improve the situation, we'll be turned out. We need someone who can stand up for us without getting us evicted, and who isn't afraid of bending some gnomish laws. Well, I know there's no call in doing the work for nothing. I can pay if that's what's needed. See me if you change your mind. The gnomes built this place for their achievements. Don't mistake that. If you're valuable to them, you're in. And if you're not, you're out of luck. Let's just say I had my ear to the ground and learned that someone important was staying in Sandstone Villa. Someone of means. I knew a thing or two about keeping coins. Didn't take long for me to earn more than any of these poor sods could hope. Gnomes didn't like that. The gnomes gave us the quarters and told us it was this or the wastes, so we had to make it work. I had to make it work. So long. I don't have time to deal with you right now. I'm sure you have other affairs to deal with. We're in a curious position, so they shove us in. We need someone who can stand up for us without getting us evicted, and who isn't afraid of bending some gnomish laws. I think that might be in order. Here's an advance for your help. You'll get the rest when the jobs are finished. You can find the petitions board in the quarters. Answer 2 of them, and I'll hold the job complete. Amalur can tell you more about the tasks, and will reward you for doing each one. There's a board in the quarters where the people make petitions to improve things around here. Amalur keeps the board. Speak with him if you have more questions. So long.
Welcome, stranger. There are always prayers to Mitharu, but few answerers, save those from Redalmain. Have you come to help? It is one of sorts. It is a board of petitions made by those of the Hospitalis quarters. I keep it for the good of this place. The gnomes do not keep the faith of Mitharu. That much is enough for me. Mitharu is the great order of the world, who grants purpose and structure to all life. Mitharu and Redalmain guide my work. Redalmain has much, but he understands that he cannot enact the change that could help us without jeopardizing all of our safety. Be pious.
What now?
Yes?
Welcome to the Bursars. Welcome to the Grand Bursars, the city's financial heart. Though not a gnome, my superiors have authorized me to help you as best I can. We can offer loans, property development opportunities, and oversight on investments made with us. Now, what could I do for you? For a loan, we will lend you a sum that must be repaid in a week's time, or we will be forced to collect by other means. We can help develop any property you might own in Adessa if you wish. Lastly, you can invest money. We will allocate it as we deem wise, and if you're lucky, you will gain earnings. I see. Very well. Have a nice day. Have a pleasant day.
Yes?
Yeah, this won't do. This won't do at all. Profits haven't been up since... Oh, yeah, excuse me, you're the courier, yes? Good. You're early. We can begin at once. Why, the delivery to the Motus Mining branch office in the Hollowlands. Now, it seems we've misplaced our copy, so you'll have to reclaim the handbook from our old headquarters in Apotir. Good. Should go to the old Motus Mining offices in Apotir. Once you've found the book, bring it to a Purveyor. I need a courier to go to the closed Apotir branch of Motus Mining and recover the branch handbook. Then, take it to Motus Mining's new branch office in the Hollowlands. Simple enough, isn't it? Many have sought shelter from war within our walls. We have offered what we can to these outsiders, who built the city in exchange. The walls are the centre of Adessa's labours. Every gnome gladly dedicates his or her life to the furthering of our great civilization. Though privately controlled, we're significant enough to be integrated into several municipal services. The Bursars finances our expeditions now. I am the head clerk of Motus Mining's home office. We're so important, the Bursars even gave me a chest in their vault. Fine.
Blessings to you.
Yes?
Salutations. Salutations.
Yes? Keep your hands to yourself. The vaults are for client, gnomish use only. Please respect the Bursar's laws. Yes? Yes?
Greetings.
What? 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 Don't tarry here. What? Yes?
Glad to talk to someone who isn't a gnome. Say, I knew my way around.
Farewell! What? Yes? Yes? What?
Guest of Sandstone Villa or no, I'm afraid I have little time of which to suffer a distraction. Adessa's done a lot for the sake of this desert. It's our coin that keeps Ironfast Keep in mail, and it keeps the mines open. Somehow, it has fallen to me to make sure the Grand Bursar is appropriating gold to meet our needs correctly. I was not trained for this. In reality, the positions of scholars in the Basilica are abstract enough that we are called upon to monitor a variety of concerns and issues, academic and banal. Yes, yes.
I won't ever forget what you did, how you gave me a second chance. I just hope I live up to your noble act and do something useful for a change.
Welcome. Well met. Have you need to practice your sword arm?
We have sparring chambers for your use. It's a common training amongst the Guard. Those seeking to improve their skills or try new tactics may use it. Very well. Speak with me again if you need practice. When we first discovered this crater, we found it suitable to protect our greatest tomes. We built the library, and the city grew around it. I am the captain of this garrison, and I oversee the training of new recruits. Be sure to keep the peace. We are the militant arm of Gnomish society. We ensure that there is order, obedience, and support for the will of the Templars. You're not going anywhere! Yes? What? Yes? Yes? What? What? Yes? Yes? What?
What? I'm happy enough to see a guest marveling at our city, but I certainly don't have time to join you. There is much work to be done. Yes, yes.
Care to browse?
I thought it was just another prospecting job. I mean,
What now?
have you seen a joke?
What? Be quick.
You. So, you're the one that's come from Alistar. I've waited more than a while for you to show up. I'm Bruton, Decanus Bruton of the Praetorians. I've been stationed here for your protection. I won't lie to you, Longlegs. You being housed here is because someone wants to keep an eye on you. I don't even know who it is. But I can tell you one thing. A gnome who keeps secrets in this city isn't up to anything good. Better to track them down before you or anyone else gets hurt. Luckily, looks like I'm not the only one that noticed your arrival. Got some letters here from the other concerned parties. Could be some leads. Decanus ain't my name. It's my rank among the city's Praetorians, and it's what's keeping you safe. My orders come from high, that's all I know. You ask me, only a Templar is the kind of pull to set you up here. Good luck trying to learn any more than that. If a Templar wants to remain anonymous, they have the influences to pull it off. Because someone important enough in this city said you needed it. You're being watched. Either you charm someone high up or you piss them off. Either way, they don't want you on your own. Hey, and here they are. Talking with any of their authors should get you in the right direction. I won't lie to you. I'm sticking my neck out here helping you the way I have. But I won't stand to let any one gnome ruin the greater good of my people. Need anything else, talk to Milo. He's been stationed as your retainer while you stay in the villa. The city, our leadership, the Templars, don't see eye to eye. They have separate allegiances and conflicting motives, and it seems like you're in the middle of them. Quite the palace for an outsider. No offence, but this gilded collar of yours has a long chain. If I were you, I'd find out where it leads, before it becomes a noose. I'm Decanus of the Praetorians. I've been ordered to keep you safe within the city, which would admittedly be easier without someone breathing down your neck. In Adessa, wars are fought with papers and politics. And if you're being watched, that means somewhere
Someone wants something. Gnomes don't have kings or mayors or theocrats. There's a caste whose sole duty it is to lead the rest of us, though it can lead to turmoil, sometimes. How should I know? There was a Dresden sign. I just checked for poison and all that. Just track down whoever wrote them. You do know how to read, right? That might be useful. Yeah, good hunting.
Milu at your service. Greetings, Master. I am Milu. I am here to manage the household affairs of Sandstone Villa, should you have any need of my services. The city is yours to explore, should you wish. The amount of freedom you are allowed is not normally granted to outsiders. I am a servant and the manager of Sandstone Villa. I also have some knowledge of the medical arts, should you require them. It is the financial heart of Adessa. We process all of the incoming funds we receive from trade and allocate it to various institutions as necessary. Of course, since many have their own means, the bursars will perform various services in exchange for necessary capital. As preparation for managing this household, I attended some of the humoral and physiological dissertations of Vian Severus. He's quite the healer. And now, so am I. Farewell, Master. Milu at your service.